to listen. Thanks.
Here we go. Well, I'll open us up in prayer real quick and then we can get going. Um, Father God, thank you for this time. Thank you for the ability to meet from all across US here. And God, thank you for even just the brief pause that we had in Thanksgiving and time to just remind ourselves of your faithfulness and blessings in our lives. God, we pray for Cody and his family, be with him. And Lord, we pray that you would just be honored and glorified in this meeting, and that we would accomplish all that um, we need to this evening. In Jesus' name, amen. Um, so I think we're going to start off with uh, Dr. Falk coming and speaking with us. And is that correct, Bill? We want to start out
Yeah,
that way? Yeah.
yeah. Let me introduce Darylyn,
Yeah.
if I
You can
may, and then
introduce
I'll let
them.
you take it from here. Dr. Darylyn Falk is a local CMDA leader in the Sacramento, California area. National leader, was on the board of trustees, I believe, several terms. A coach with our coaching group here with CMDA. So I believe certification in that as well, Darylyn, right? I believe so.
Yeah, credentialed.
Eh,
Yeah, yeah.
Credentialed. And anyway, we're excited to have Dr. Falk here to talk about one of the things she's been able to do with residents is doing some coaching and really helping out our trainees. And so this is something that both Darylyn, Dr. Chupp, and myself have been in discussion over as an opportunity for students, particularly leadership students, but not exclusive. But anyway, I'll let Darylyn take it from here. I don't want to take her thunder here. So, but if I've given you enough time to key it, are you going to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
do it. It's okay. I'm gonna go
Yep.
for it right now. Okay. And I am I am gonna try. Okay, so I have to confess, Bill's heard this in like a couple of meetings now. I am still living between the Apple and the PC world. And so I'm gonna try to do this all from my Apple, and I do some telemedicine, so I have like all these screens, and so I'm like trying to make sure that I get like the right screens. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Um, Hopefully you're seeing a slide. What do you see?
Not yet. We just see.
Not yet. Okay. Hopefully. No?
There's a share button on the bottom of like
No,
the.
I did. I already did that. Yeah. But maybe.
Let's give you host. Just
Oh,
can
okay.
we do
That'd be
that?
good.
Can we
Let
do that,
me.
Janie? Can we give her host or co-host? I mean.
That may have been why it didn't do it, because I did hit the green button. I love the green button, but yeah. Let's see what we got here. Let's try this again.
Okay, now
Oh,
you're
no, it's gonna.
co-host.
Okay. I love technology, but like when it works, right? Okay, let's see. Well, let's see. Some of the I may worst case scenario, I'll hop off and I'll pull up my antiquated screen. Has it shared yet?
Mm-mm.
It's not sharing. It's not sharing. Wait, here we go.
Oh, here
Let's
we
see.
go. We
Is
got
it
it.
sharing?
Yep,
Okay, now you're seeing like probably a fish tank, right?
that's right.
Okay, good. We're making progress. I love that. Okay, great. We're almost there. Okay. Feel like I should tell a joke in the middle here, like, but I
All
will
right.
start
How
with
about
just like, go ahead.
you do an icebreaker? Okay, share. Everybody gets a chance to share their favorite
Yeah, I would love
Thanksgiving
to
food.
know. Yeah, favorite Thanksgiving food? That would be great. Yeah. So,
Okay. All
so
right.
Janie, what's your favorite food?
Favorite Thanksgiving food?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, this year we had Indian curry for Thanksgiving, so that's my favorite Thanksgiving food now.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. I love that.
How about
That's
I'll call out while you're
good.
working on
Thank
that.
you.
Wesley, your favorite.
My favorite is something called autumn apple salad. It's like a jello that mixes with cream cheese, pineapple, lemon
Mm.
jello, celery, green apples, and then you cool it overnight, and then and whipped cream, most importantly, and then you cool it overnight, and it's kind of like a dessert, but it's delicious because I'm eating my fruits and vegetables all in one.
Oh, I like that.
Sounds like one of
Well,
the straight out of the like 60s Good Housekeeping magazines where everything was gelatin and you put it like in a bundt pan and you flop it
I'm
over.
I'm sure that's where it came from because it is an old family recipe. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
No,
don't see too many gelatin desserts anymore.
no.
That's awesome.
How, how are we? You teed up.
I'm
It looks like
good.
a
Can you
okay.
see a screen, hopefully?
Yeah, yeah, we can. Looks like
Okay,
you're good.
sweet. Okay, great. So, okay, this is really funny because as I was doing this, my, oh my goodness. Okay, so sorry, there's a random slide that like appeared in here, so just we'll just ignore that. Yeah, we're gonna ignore that slide and move right along because as I was hitting buttons, I did something crazy. So like I said, I need to get schooled from like Bill and Wes, my Apple people. But so thanks for having me. Yes, we have had some conversations about coaching and about coaching medical trainees. And are there any dental trainees on this call? Anybody? Okay. All right, then I can speak medical because I don't like to exclude our dental friends, um but it's I'm a physician by training, so I default to medical. So just want to make sure we're not missing out and excluding our dental friends. So I'm in Northern California. I've been in CMDA since my first week of medical school, which was last century, long time ago, and have done lots of different things in CMDA and outside of CMDA. I'm an emergency medicine physician by training and board certification, doing a little bit of telemedicine these days and doing a lot more in the coaching world. And these are some of my favorite people that I hang out with who are also coaches. And we tend to coach people in healthcare. So those are our people. I am particularly passionate about medical trainees, so residents, students, and early career physicians. And all of you on this call are early in your career, but you've already gone through a couple pretty big transitions. And if you're in your third or fourth year, you are transitioning like every month or 2 months, basically, right? From rotation to rotation. And then the fourth years, you all hopefully have been in the thick of interviews and in a matter of a month and change, you're going to submit your rank order and then you let God be God. And I always like the match for the reason that like God gets to be God. Like I figured if I picked the wrong first place, my first choice, then God had an opportunity to intervene. So you get to trust God with the match, and then you get to transition to being an intern in your specialty, and so lots of transitions for you all in these coming years. And so that's where my heart is with medical trainees. And so I wanted to just take a couple minutes just with this time to talk just a little bit about, okay, my slides are not advancing. So, okay, hang on. There we go.
If okay.
Yeah. Talk just a bit about like what coaching is and what it's not, and then just give you just a little taste of the literature with respect to the effectiveness of coaching, and then actually present to you an opportunity for CMDA student leaders in 2026, something that I hope all of you and many of your colleagues will take advantage of. So first of all, this is not what the type of coaching I'm talking about. So many of you probably you've been a part of a team or you've had a coach, and they've kind of told you what to do, how to hit that ball better, how to, make that touchdown, make that catch, kick that ball, all those types of things. The type of coaching we're actually talking about is, think of a form of transportation. So it's a matter of how do we help a client get from where they're at to where they want to be. So that's really the type of coaching. When I say coach, that's what I mean. And so there are some entities out there. There is a group called the International Coaching Federation, and they're really considered the gold standard for coaching. That's where I have my credential, which involved 60 hours of education. I earned my credential through Western Seminary. And then you actually take a test. It's the most bizarre test I've ever taken in my entire career. I can talk to you online or offline about that. Um, but in fact, I thought partway through I might have failed. It was so tough, but I passed it. So that was great. So you have to submit a certain amount of hours, you do education, and then you take a test, and then you earn a credential. And so it is a credentialed, um, type of career. There are a lot of people, however, who are out there just they just hang up their shingle and call themselves a coach. So the coaches that coach with CMDA are all credentialed. Um, and the International Coaching Federation defines coaching. And I like this definition. I'm going to present another definition to you also. It's really a partnership. So we partner with clients in what is to be a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires the client to maximize their personal and professional potential. And so our responsibility as a coach is to discover, clarify, and align with what the client wants to achieve. We're all about encouraging and fostering self-discovery, and we show up to elicit client-generated solutions and strategies, right? So when we talk about coaching, I often tell my clients, we're gonna have a great conversation, but that's not what this is about, right? It's beyond the conversation. Like, what do you want to fix? What do you want to solve? How do you want to grow? Where do you want to get? The client is held responsible and accountable for their outcomes and what they decide to do or not to do. And it's really this idea, this process of helping clients dramatically improve their outlook on work and life while improving their leadership skills and unlocking their potential. So that's a little bit about what coaching is according to the ICF. There's lots of coaching organizations out there. The CCNI, which is the Christian Coaches Network International, incorporates the idea of integrating a biblical worldview. So the coaches at CMDA, that's what we do, right? So we bring a biblical worldview to how we coach. And again, it's still about potential, it's about personal change, but that biblical worldview really is given priority over all the other theories that are floating around out there about how to change, how to develop, how to grow, how to motivate. And so that affects kind of our perspective and the type of coaching that we offer. With Christian coaching, we trust that the Holy Spirit shows up in our conversation and that the Holy Spirit is going to guide what we need to achieve and the questions that we need to ask. So I like both definitions. They're both helpful. What coaching is not. So here I am with the vice president of campus and community ministries, and I love discipleship, and discipleship's important. It's necessary. We all need to be discipling, and we all need to be discipled. We're called to be disciples. Coaching is not discipling. It's different, and it's not exactly mentoring either. Mentoring is a lot more of a kind of a companionship, right? You're walking side by side. A lot of times you're responding to what God is doing in each of your lives. There's oftentimes a transfer of knowledge, right? The mentee is reaching out to the mentor who's kind of reaching down the mountain to provide expertise and a helping hand and a transfer of knowledge. Coaching, again, it's different. Think of it more as a partnership. Again, there's this creative process, and we show up to the relationship with the goal of maximizing your potential professionally and personally. A coach, unlike a mentor, right? Many of you probably have had mentors. A coach is more in the asking questions and helping explore business than showing up as an expert and giving answers. And so when you think about the different kind of domains out there, you think about therapy, you think about coaching, maybe mentor, consultant, manager. You can even picture where a doctor might be on this grid. The coach is really up in that upper left quadrant, right? We're really acting um, by asking questions. That's how we show up. We're there to make observations, to help the client gain some new awareness and new insight. And while I show up to a coaching conversation with a lot of expertise, right? I've practiced medicine for over 30 years. I've been director of this and assistant dean of that, and a lot of other hats I've worn over the years. I've got a lot of expertise. I am not the expert on your life. And so I don't show up as the expert on your life. You show up as the expert on your life. And so that's a big differentiation between coaching and these other types of helping ministries and professions. In coaching, I love this verse. This is really what we're about. Proverbs 25, the purpose in a man's heart is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. And so that's how we show up. We show up to try to draw out what God has put in to our clients. Couple of I won't go into great detail, but there's three articles I'm just going to put before you. These are small studies, but 88 physicians, 4 states. This is a statistically significant change in emotional exhaustion, burnout, resilience, and quality of life just from 6 sessions of coaching over 6 months. And so that's pretty significant. The next one I'm going to show you, this is an ACGME related article. So effective coaching on training burnout, professional, oops, sorry, wrong one. This is an Open JAMA. This was a population of female residents. And they basically, again, looked at burnout, looked at some primary outcomes, which were burnout, secondary outcomes, imposter phenomenon, self-compassion, and moral injury, and basically showed a statistically significant decrease in burnout, an improvement in self-compassion, decrease in imposter phenomenon, and improvement or decrease in moral injury. So again, just to show you that out in the research world, there are studies that are now coming to light that are showing the benefit of coaching. And then this is just another one on professional fulfillment and error reduction. Again, small study, randomized trial, 184 trainees, 150 faculty, and they were randomized to a standard kind of mentorship relationship or mentorship with coaching. And it turned out that mentorship with coaching was a better way to go. So again, just a little bit, keeping it kind of academic there. This is just a testimonial I put out here from someone that I coached last year. She had been a year out of fellowship and is now onto another aspect of her career. But the people that I work with, again, my primary focus is medical trainees and helping them navigate all the different transitions that they work through, literally. And then also helping them stay true to who they are when they showed up in medical school. My experience being in medical school and being in academia, being outside of both of those now in practice for a while, is that there can be kind of this sort of cookie cutter phenomena that goes on. You show up, first year medical school, idealistic, God's called you to this profession, and then you kind of go through the machine and you get exposed to maybe some philosophies and some ideologies that maybe don't resonate with you, and maybe even create some dissonance for you. And then we kind of, crank you through a couple more years, and then boop, out the other end, you pop out, and you may start to look a lot more like all of the other people who showed up first day of medical school. And you may look back on those 4 years and go, wait, am I still that similar person that showed up with these similar ideas and dreams and stuff that God put into me? Or has that been kind of chewed out and cut away? So part of how I show up is to help you, stay connected to that, and help you, pursue and be who God intended you to be when he first thought of you. So with all that in mind, kind of as a background, had some conversations with Bill Reichert and with Mike Chupp. Felt like God kind of put this on my heart many months ago about developing some type of, it's not really a curriculum, as so to speak, right? Because I don't show up to tell you what to do and what you should know, but more of a program where I show up and work with you, and address, through what we call framework coaching, which is where I bring content, for you to kind of chew on and chew through and think through. Um, and look at what that could look like for third and fourth year students in particular. I've done some of this with, I've maybe kind of tested a little bit of this material with our residents, when they meet. Over the last 3 years, I've showed up periodically to kind of test drive some of the models that we use to talk through, and some other content. And that's been really well received. And so it's basically, what I'm pitching to you is the idea of a 6-month cohort. And this is really another way, I think, for CMDA to build into you as student leaders. Um, and I can tell you that that's partly why probably I'm still so committed to CMDA, is because, I was not on a screen back when I was in medical school, right? Because the internet was practically invented back then. But seriously, actually, I had my first email as a fourth year medical student. Okay. So there, I'm just saying, okay. We had flip phones and pagers. There you go. So, I was so invested in as a student, okay, and had mentors come alongside me and pour into me and develop me, and so part of that is it is kind of that idea of paying it forward. It's that idea of investing in the next generation, but how beautiful to be a part of an organization that actually wants to invest in you, and to build you up so that you can be successful, so you can make these transitions well. The people will take notice, because you don't have to do it like everybody else. That would be my contention. So, so the idea is, to have two cohorts, the first one starting in January and the second one starting in July, and it would be a 6-month commitment. And what that would mean is, as a student, you would get to pick, one of two nights, consecutive nights, right? So I've thought through this because, everybody's got call. I don't know of any programs where you're on call 2 nights in a row. Okay. So you either it's a consecutive Monday or Sunday or Monday night. You get to pick based on your schedule. And we've got the calendar laid out. And so you meet together. We coach as a group together. And that may seem like kind of a weird experience. It's actually a lot of fun. And the learning is great because everyone is very engaged. And so we would coach through each month kind of a topic. And we would talk about identity. And I don't mean that like in the current, like, cultural climate of identity. I mean, like identity in Christ. Um, and we would coach around beliefs and core values and strengths and building resilience. We would coach, there would be 1 month where we'd coach through kind of the issues around perfectionism and excellence and control. Because I know that's, from personal experience, like nobody in medicine has trouble with any of those topics. Um, and so we would spend time together, one session, depending on which night you picked. I'm there for both nights. So if it's 2 people one night and 10 people the next night, that's how it goes. And then you would get one coaching session with me each month. So an individual session. And that could be around the topic that we talked through as a group, or it could be something totally different. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to sort through my match list. I don't know what should I be asking? What should I do? I've got this relationship situation. There's a lot of life stuff that shows up in coaching. So it would be kind of, fair game, anything that you wanted to bring to the table. And so it would be a 6 month commitment. So monthly group coaching, monthly individual coaching. And and so we would also, like to be a little academic about this. So I would want you all to take a Maslow burnout inventory before we started. Although the fourth years probably aren't going to feel that burned out, but it is January, so it'll be just like before the match. So it might be up a little bit. And then I would want you to take that again at the end. So kind of a pre-intervention, post-intervention. I'm not planning to report any of this in a like research way, but this will help guide us as to whether or not this was effective or if there are things that we need to do differently. Um, we would also probably deploy a pre and post survey just with respect to your experience. Now, CMDA, like I said, CMDA is wanting to invest in you. And so they're going to be sponsoring the bulk of this. Um, but we do want, if you're going to be committed, we want you to be committed. And so we are making an ask for student cost, which would be $300 for the full 6 months. And I would say that if you're part of a local group, I bet your local group would be willing to help, cover that cost. Your mentor, if you have one, might be willing to help cover that cost. If that cost is a burden, then we need to talk through that because I don't want that to be a burden. All right. But we do want you to be committed. And so registration is going to be open soon. And so we wanted to pitch this to you all first. And I'm going to pause there for a second just to see if there are any questions.
So this is going to be for current M3s and M2s, people who are becoming M3s and M4s, correct?
So I think, originally, Bill, when we talked, we talked about M3s and M4s. The reality is a lot of M4s aren't necessarily in leadership, like at their campus, right? However, there's probably plenty of M3s becoming M4s on this call, I'm guessing. Maybe who are the M2s? Let's back this up. Who are the M2s? Okay. Who are the M3s? Yeah, okay. So you all are going to be M4s in like 6 months, 7 months. Okay, great. Okay, so yeah, you're our target group, basically. Yeah. So I think we wanted to focus on the student leaders to begin with. And kind of realistically, I think those are the up and coming M3s and M4s. You're right though, like I'm at UC Davis and the baton's going to get handed off probably January, February, right? Yeah, like they've already scouted out like the up and coming leaders. So thank you, Kayla. I appreciate that question. Yeah.
And this is going to be something that we send like throughout our like regions and stuff, and kind of like this isn't like an exclusive to like a certain. It's just you need to be a student leader in CMDA that is like applied through the network, right?
So Bill, maybe you can answer that.
I think, Wiley, that's correct. We would want you to get it through your state reps and other student into the hands of student leaders so that they can have a chance to. I mean, there's a scarcity of seats here. There's 12 seats. We'll see how that plays out, but definitely we think student leaders are as Darren said, the target audience. And hopefully that's student leaders right now. I think number, Janie, about 400 or so student leaders that we have on file for any given year. So that's going to be a fairly large pool, but yes.
Yeah. Any other questions?
How long are the sessions
Yeah, good question. So they tend to be about 50 minutes to an hour.
for the group and individual
Exactly.
sessions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had, like, what size group, when you do the group coaching, do you usually have?
Yeah. So I'd say anywhere from 3 to 10 has been my personal experience, like with the residents. 12 is kind of that's like the cap, really. Yeah.
Darylyn Wiley's asking about getting your slide deck, and particularly just the link
Yes.
too, because they're going to be putting on communications and they'll want to put
Got it.
well, the link in particular or anything, if there's a one page or something. Like, I know you did the deep dive for us all to kind of
Yes.
understand. So if whatever whatever you think will be helpful for them to disseminate.
Perfect. Yes, Bill. Yeah, I will send the slide deck and I will and the registration, like the page is actually on the CMDA website. As several of you know, with the IMIS uh, whatever we want to call it, the IMIS update, things are there's some stuff happening in the background. So that was the latest update I got as of like early this afternoon. It's all there. It's all happening. There's a somebody coming in tomorrow to turn on a switch. So and
If
then
it
the
was only that
registration will be
simple,
live.
Darylyn. If it was
What's
only that
that?
simple. If it was only that simple sometimes.
I'm really diluting and yeah, exactly. It's not quite that simple, but anyhow, checks in the mail. Um, I will, yeah, so slide deck, one kind of a one page, absolutely. The links are active. You just can't actually sign up yet, but it's as soon as they get the IMIS bug worked out, it's good. It'll be good to go. Um, but I will leave you with this, and then my contact info is also in this slide deck. But I love this from John Piper, and this is really again how I see each of you. You know, you are like a prism, shaped like no other prism in the world, so that when the light of God shines on you, there is a kind of refraction, a combination of colors, so to speak, that only you can refract. And that's why you matter. Your life devoted to God reflects His glory in a way no other life can. Similar, yes, but not the same. Your uniqueness devoted to Christ is a glory to Christ unlike any other.
Mm.
So, thanks
Well,
again. Anything
yeah.
else, Bill?
I just want to personally thank you for taking your experience as a coach and integrating that into the lives of our trainees. I think that those of you on this call within the NSC, you learn very quickly that this is a ministry that's a network, and it's just such a privilege to be able to have those who have gone down this journey a little further along, that are paying it forward, that are investing into the lives of students, and that's unlike anything else you'll probably ever get to experience within, as a medical trainee. So I'm just so grateful for you, Darylyn, for making the time, the investment in your heart and passion for trainees, and so thank you.
Thanks. Well, thanks for letting me be here. Hey, thanks, Wes. I'm going to call out Wes. He's in my region. He's in my neighborhood practically.
Yes,
All right. Well, great. Well, thanks again. And you all have a great rest of your meeting.
will do. Thank you, Darylyn.
Thank
Thanks.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Okay. Darylyn, you still
Almost.
there?
Almost. I'm
Okay.
leaving. I'm leaving.
Because
I'm leaving. I gotta
your
like
screen
close.
shared.
Oh,
Okay.
Good deal. Well, that was incredible. I'm glad that she could come speak and share with us. It's awesome. Um, so we have a few other things we wanted to get through tonight just to kind of solidify some national convention details. And I'm hoping that everybody got the recap of the last meeting. Is that correct?
Mhm.
So just kind of how are people doing with kind of what they signed up for and connecting on like worship night, game night, lunch with docs. Any thoughts there or anybody need any help with any of that?
We
Yeah,
have a good start on game night, so game night is on the way. Can't speak to any of the other more important things, but the frivolity will ensue.
I love the mayhem.
yeah.
I love the mayhem.
I'd like to just add in, I think I missed the last meeting, but you guys can add me in wherever y'all need me, or if someone needs some extra help.
Same for
Um,
me as well. I think I was at an interview, social or something, but throw me onto anything.
Okay. Um,
Let me ask one question real quick
yeah.
between Wiley and Grace. Grace, you had mentioned worship night. Are you still good with that? And between the two of you, you need to pick either Friday or Saturday. So game night one night and worship the other. So does either of you have a um, desire for one or the other? Would work better?
Grace is my boss and the Batman to my Robin, so whatever she says, she can have worship night on whichever one she wants to have it.
Oh, Wiley. You're the perfect Robin. So personally, I'd prefer Saturday for worship night if that works for you, Wiley.
That's so I was gonna say Friday. I mean, look at that. We're just on the same
Perfect.
page. That's what I wanted
Great.
anyway.
Fantastic. And then I think another question, Janie, was what events we want on the main schedule, right? Versus like whatever breakout sessions we have would be posted, but if we want some of these other events to be known, we need to have it kind of nailed down, time, what night and place and stuff like that. So maybe we'll put in then the game night on Friday after the plenary session that night,
Mm.
and then the worship night on Saturday after plenary that evening.
Yes, they go fairly late. There will be a and I'm not sure what the convention will say, but a time that it has to be done, and I can let you guys know that as far as they kick us out. So
Okay.
I'll keep you up on that, but I will get those things on the schedule, on the big schedule, and also on the student splash page, which will also have all this information on the schedule.
Fantastic. And then the lunch with docs, we have box lunches and we'll have the student lounge. So is the idea on one of those days or both of those days to in have specific tables like we did with like specific table hosts or um have it more of a free for all? Are you guys working on that?
I think our game plan is to have different tables with docs assigned, maybe two docs assigned to a table or one. And then based on students' interests, they can choose to go to whichever table they'd like.
Great. Okay. So we can put that on the schedule as well.
Are you
Are-
thinking of doing it? I'm sorry, Bethany, I'm interrupting.
Go ahead.
You're
No.
probably going to ask the question I'm going to answer. Are you thinking of doing it one of those lunches, or do you want to do it on both lunches?
I'm thinking it's dependent on how many docs sign up. So if we don't have as many docs sign up, then we'll just do one. And then if we have more than people, then we'll split up to two.
And then my next question was that in past years, we've had students sign up as well. And then last year, I think it got a little bit more like, oh, just come, we're going to this restaurant because we didn't have like a set space. Um, how organized do we want that to be in terms of students signing up beforehand or just having it open invite at those times?
Feel free guys to jump in as well. I'm just spitballing here. I think just from past experiences to other conferences I've been to, I think just letting it be free for all would be a lot better. Just because that way it provides less worry on our hands about coordinating if people have enough, seats or whatever. And worst case scenario, people will always pull up a chair or things like that and just become a lot more, free flowing.
Okay.
I would second
Also,
that based on feedback from last year. Like the signups can keep people get confused, and then if they end up not going, then they feel super like bad about trying to reach out or whatnot. But I do think that the doctor's specialties need to be made aware because there are many people last year who were specifically like seeking out trying to find a surgeon or an anesthesiologist to talk to, and like we're wanting a time when that would be nicely laid out for them to do.
Yeah.
yeah, last year, even though we didn't have like specific pairings or anything like that, it was kind of nice to get a sense of how many students were interested in each topic or specialty, so we could pull more from different months. So maybe we could send something out that's not so much of a like register for this, but for what you're interested in, so we are able to pull the right number of people for it.
That's excellent. Yeah, I think that was helpful. Um, okay. And then I know there was some discussion on what breakout sessions we actually wanted to have, if we were trying to fill those, if we were pushing students to other tracks. And Janie, if I'm correct, we need to kind of nail down those sessions by January, correct?
Yeah, that's the date I'd like, but we could discuss it again next time, but probably we really need to nail it down for sure.
Okay.
Pretty close in January, yes.
Okay. And Bill, did you connect with Dr. Pierce on clarifying?
Yeah, unfortunately, the conversation was less clarifying. He was pretty open-ended in terms of any intentional like subject matters it might be. So he was making himself available and his team for anything mission oriented that we think would be helpful for students to engage with. So I think he's leaving it to us to determine what we would like. If anything, that would be mission that him and his team can provide that kind of that kind of content. So
Okay.
that's what I got. So if that's something we are not if if it's something we're not interested in, I don't think it's something that John or his team will necessarily feel slighted in any way. But I think they are making themselves available, and of course they're always happy to engage with students with helping to share a heart for God, heart for God's heart for missions, those kinds of things. So
Are there any sessions right now that we have confirmed on a student track?
well, we have we have some tentative, right, Janie? We usually like to bring a breakout speaker in.
Mhm.
That is a track, isn't it? Or is that just lunch?
Had.
No, we do a plenary speaker. We like to bring a
Yeah.
plenary speaker.
Mhm.
And I did try with Dr. Collier, but her schedule was already full. So I've reached out to Dr. Chen and his wife.
Hmm.
And as soon as I hear back from them, I'll let you know. Otherwise,
Gary and Melissa are still interested always.
Gary and Melissa have reached out as well. Um, and of course, the mentoring track would like us to send our
Hmm.
students all that direction. So, and again, this is not something we don't have to fill every one of these spots.
Right.
Right.
So
And
feel free to be. Um,
yeah, and Bethany, you're on the commission, so I know you all would be very, I think, doing what we could to basically point, make sure we don't double book something
Full
so that
book.
we're
Yeah.
drawing people away. We're more than happy to guard that time or at least make sure that time is slated for students to head over to mentoring because you guys are going to be addressing students in particular, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the Saturday, like 1:30 slot
Mm.
is when um Dr. Chupp and I are doing like it's a mentor mentee building those relationship talk. Um, but I don't know what everybody else here thinks. I think inviting Melissa and Gary back could be a great session as well. Um, but I don't know.
Does the VIE count as one too?
That's Friday.
uh,
After, is that a slot
but
that's kind of,
yeah, it's not in the lounge. It used to
yeah.
be, and so since it's not in the lounge, we could book during it. But yeah, the VIE is going on at
It's like the Friday
Or
1:30.
yes.
yeah.
Yes, so we might want
Yeah.
to keep that open as
Th-
well. So we're not.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
really would love to encourage everybody to engage with the posters. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we've kind of kept that free in the past too, like not scheduling something during that
Yes.
poster session.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know how we want to approach, like, I think it would be great to reach out to Dr. Chen, see if we can have that session, maybe have Melissa and Gary back. And then I know last time we discussed just maybe a talk on either missions or compassion fatigue and kind of wellness as students. I don't know if anybody wants to speak to kind of their preference or thoughts
Hmm.
in any of those directions.
I feel
Mission.
like oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kayla.
No, you're all good. I was just gonna say, I mean, I know missions is always a popular topic. Um, I know last year that was one of the, big favorites. And you're always gonna get a good amount of people who are coming where this is like not that compassion fatigue is very important. It's also something that can be addressed at a different type of conference.
Mhm.
Whereas I feel like missions is something that, at least for some like students I know, who this is the only big one then like that they get to go to that's having a Christian focus. Just something to consider.
That
One
is
thing I
so
wanted
funny
to
because I was. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
All I was gonna say is I was actually gonna say like something almost opposite of what Kayla said, in that not that I think missions is incredibly important. I just wonder, I think missions is incredibly well covered with other sessions. So I was wondering what would be different, I guess, about a student
Mhm.
specific missions talk, whereas maybe if the compassion fatigue one could be more student specific, so maybe students could go to both if we don't like double down. But again, I think missions is an incredibly important topic, so I would never be mad about hearing more about it.
Well, it's a good point, Wiley. I mean, there will be a missions track that goes 2 days.
Mhm.
What you could do is maybe ask for something more targeted towards students and residents. Maybe Scott Dooley talks about Center for Advancing Healthcare Missions. I mean, some of that will already be in the missions track, and students can go to that if they want. So just some thoughts there. What I was going to offer, Bill, did Dr. Stab, did he reach out to you? David Stab? No.
Mm,
Okay. There
I think so.
he's with this the Silent Struggle Commission, and just talking about sexual purity and brokenness, and he has
Mm,
offered to, that would be something he would be willing to do, to offer for something for the students, if that's what it's funny, Darren Falk talking about coaching. He was in my coaching class, my partner. We were talking about this and just last week. So just
yeah.
something to throw out there to offer if people are interested in that.
Well, he could work alongside maybe Gary and Melissa, who do cover those particular
Okay.
topics themselves, and maybe making him available in part, maybe at least
Okay.
have a little
That's a
time to
good,
share at least what's going on with that, because that's a partnership ministry of CMDA, correct? Silent Struggle.
yeah, it's within the umbrella of CMDA. It's under
Yeah.
the missions and member care. So, okay, that's a
Okay.
good thought. So these are the people from the Love and Truth Network. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And they've spoken
And
in the past. I think I've met them before. So,
they did. I remember, students can correct me, but I thought the response that was fairly um, glowing. I thought people really appreciated what they had to share. So, um, here's a thought. I would just, as Caleb likes to say, so I'm just spitballing here. Uh, uh, Darylyn just spoke on coaching. By the time this Nikon is, she'll have been three-quarters of the way into those cohorts. I wonder if having her with some of the students, and I don't have it, this isn't fully formed, but something along that subject matter, something along maybe sharing about um, the value of coaching, having some firsthand testimonials as it might be, or at least some engagement from students going through it. Through it may set her and this coaching endeavor up for the next 6 month cohort. So I
Did something like that, Bill, before. I think maybe in
mm,
North Carolina
okay,
conference, she had a session on coaching and
ah, okay,
led kind of the group, a few volunteers, and how they would ask questions and kind of
okay,
draw people out. Um,
okay.
and I don't know if it would be good to maybe follow up with her on what her talk is on the
Mm,
mentoring discipleship track, because I know her talk is about coaching.
okay.
Um,
Oh, within the mentoring track.
yeah, within the mentoring track. So she
Oh,
had one of
okay,
the sessions um there. And
okay. That's fine.
so I think if that's one that we can push students to, and I don't know her exact, I forget what her session's called, but it may be kind of something that she could speak to
Mhm,
the students in as well.
that's fine.
Um, but
Well, to Janie's earlier point, we don't have to fill every slot. We want to give some room, some breathing room for students to engage with other tracks that are going to be, many are going to be very just as interesting to the students as they are to the attendings. Yeah.
yeah, I think maybe if we kind of narrow down on having Dr. Chen and maybe Melissa and Gary, and if we want to kind of have a theme for the Love and Truth
Mm,
session, kind of
okay.
brainstorming with them. Um,
Well, I think I would put Gary and Melissa in touch with the gentleman you said, Jonathan, maybe have them work a little together, because I think we'd want to tie some of this into what CMDA is even currently doing. Yeah.
mhm, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. And then just as we're kind of communicating with our students and trying to promote student interest. The student splash page is kind of up. We want to be pushing people to kind of do those registrations, apply for the scholarships. And then is there any update on transportation bill? I know that.
No, just
Do.
Mandy, who was going to have those discussions with their corporate of both Broom and Landline. She's been a little out of pocket of late, so we haven't been able to reconnect. So no, I haven't closed that loop yet with any more
Okay.
than I've shared. I would say too, we have a lot of scholarships though. That's encouraging right now. To date, I wanted Janie to share. I think there's 40
Yeah,
students
there's about, oops. Yeah, already 40 signed up. And what was that question?
So,
It's
yeah,
available for all
Caleb.
students.
Yeah, all students.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not just leaders, all students. So, and
But
push everybody there.
Janie, I know that we have to register as NSC members. Do we apply for the scholarship, or is there a code that we're putting in when we register as
Yeah,
leaders?
there's a code. And what is the code? I can't remember the code. Uh,
Do you want to just send that out as a
Mhm.
like
yes.
reply to our group email?
Yeah. If you
Um,
haven't already, there's a code that will cover the full amount of the registration, the whole $175 for registration. So I will send that out tomorrow. Again. Um,
yeah.
and then, yeah, hotel rooms, you'll need to do that too. And I would encourage you to talk amongst yourself and find some roommates and share those rooms. That would be great. And then, of course, airline tickets, and all of that, those expenses will be covered for you. You'll have to be reimbursed for those expenses. And then we'll know more about hopefully shuttles, get you guys from the airport to the actual hotel. So I wanted to go back to breakouts for just a moment. It feels like there's some interest, but I was wondering if there's anybody who would like to take the lead on any of. I will talk to the Chen since I'm already in conference with them. But if anybody would like to talk with Gary and Melissa with Love and Truth, and is he still on over there, Jonathan? What was the name of that gentleman?
Stab, STAAB, David Stab.
Okay.
He's a general surgeon, I think.
Mm.
Okay.
He was in my coaching class.
And I mean, I can reach out to these people, but if do one of you want to take the lead on that one? And then was there, oh, we did somewhat now, you said there was probably enough missions on the mission track.
I think so. I think I'll ask Jonathan. I'll tell Jonathan we're gonna pass and just if there's anything they can highlight that's maybe student specific or centered with their two tracks, let us know. But I don't
Okay.
feel like we need to reinvent the wheel.
Okay. Okay. And then the coaching possibility with Dr. Falk. Is that something, Bethany, that you could talk with her about?
Yeah, I
As
can
far
reach
as
out
what's
and find
happening.
out what time
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
session is. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can kind of fit in times for Dr. Chen and Melissa and Gary and Dr. Stab. So,
Okay. That sounds good.
yep.
Hey, a quick question. I'm sorry. Janie, I was looking through after the last event, trying to find the link for like those of us who need to register for like the hotel room for the House of Representatives. Was that sent out in an email or where was that?
Uh, yes, it should have been sent out in an email, but
Yeah.
there are, um, there's four of you who are the voting members for House this year.
Could this be where I have not been receiving group wide emails and think, could this have been a pre that being
Well,
fixed problem?
let's send it. We'll send it out again, and just
Cool.
so it'll be in the
Yeah,
next email.
I will.
Sorry.
I'll talk to Terry. She would be the one who would have sent that out to you to make sure.
I don't think I got those emails either.
Okay. I will talk to her. Talk to her tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's see. Is Wiley and Carolyn, and um, is it Emily?
Emily's a
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
me.
And
And me.
Wesley.
Wesley. Oh,
Did you receive anything about HOR yet?
I don't I don't think I got anything from Terry.
Okay.
Uh,
hmm.
I did get your email that I thought had that info in there as well. I hadn't actually gone on to get a room yet.
Okay. I'll just send that all tomorrow again, the code and the dates
Okay.
and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Caroline and I had kind of like talked about it a bit, but we're both going to be taking a shelf exam on Friday, and I'm going to be like on a rotation. And so I'm still kind of waiting on all of the like approval to leave the rotation early.
Mm,
Um, so as soon as I kind of get that ironed out, I'll definitely
okay.
like get on the hotel reservation.
Okay.
That's what I'm working on as well.
Okay.
Okay.
I know it's tricky.
Is there an ability to join the House of Representatives by Zoom?
I don't know that. I will check into that too.
Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know to what degree they're making that available post. Now that we're a little, with some distance between COVID and all. I'm not sure. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult to get off of
Yeah.
commitments on campus. I don't know.
So if like Emily is unable to represent the Northeast, would that be then the other, like I would go to the,
If you could,
if I
yes,
could,
that would
okay.
be great. Yeah. So,
Okay, well, I want to respect everybody's time here. Was there anything else pressing?
No, but before you close, Bethany, could you just stay on? I just want to
Yeah.
talk to you about ask you something real quick. But other than that,
Does someone want to close us out in prayer?
I can.
Okay, awesome.
Dear Lord, thank you for this time that we get to spend together, just planning for NatCon, and I pray that you would just continue to bless CMDA and the ministry um, that they're doing for just all the medical professionals in our country. And I pray that you just continue to draw each of us closer to you, Lord, and that you just help us to keep our eyes fixed on you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
very good. Thank you all.
Well, have a
Okay.
good night.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy Advent and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Janie, sorry.
Yeah.
If you send me info on one of those breakout sessions, I'll reach out to one of the physicians and see about organizing the breakout session. If you give me just kind of a little bit of heads up on what I need to ask and get clarified from them.
The Love and Truth and the Dr. Stab, is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that with you, Wesley, because I connected with Gary and
Yeah, you
Melissa.
worked with
Yeah.
Chloe. Yeah.
too.
Okay.
So let's
And I was going to mention, I really think that mock thing that they did with an actual interview, an actual um, entry with was it Foster?
yeah.
And I thought that was cool. I don't know, that's
Mm,
something that you could think about again. But I will, well, you have Gary, you have Gary's information,
mm.
Bethany. Okay,
I
I'll get
do.
Dr. Stabs and I'll connect Wesley, Bethany,
And
Dr. Stab together and you guys can go from there.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
sounds good. Okay.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah, you
See you,
too.
Wesley.
I'm trying to get out of here without ending it on everybody. Right.
Well, what you can hear this. It's nothing. I mean, uber confidential, but I wanted to let you know, Bethany. Have you talked to Francis Municipality yet, Doctor?
I, I did just about him getting done
Yeah,
at the Florida
Advent Health. Yeah,
residency.
I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if you were aware of that because I didn't know if you were thinking is that a program that you were seeking to interview in, and now that he's not the program director. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he reached out to me.
okay.
Um, and so it was good. We had a kind of brief conversation, but it was I don't know, it's been an
Mm,
interesting like even shift in kind of my application process because I think I told you
mm,
I found
mm,
out when applications were due that
mm,
hadn't passed my level exam.
mm,
And so I actually didn't get a single OBGYN interview offer.
mm,
I got 12 different family med offers.
mm.
And I just found out on Tuesday that I passed my retake of the exam. So that was
Yay!
a huge
Awesome. Well done.
answer to prayer. But it's been really interesting to have kind of the shift in my heart and how amazing the family med interviews have
Uh,
been
w-
going.
were you thinking of I don't know, maybe the nomenclature's not right, but almost like a family medicine with like a OB-GYN emphasis or
Yeah.
something like that, right?
Yep. And
Because
so
because
I was
med
applying.
docs deliver babies sometimes, don't they?
Yes. Yeah. So um most of the programs that I've had interviews at have like a surgical OB fellowship
Mhm. Okay. Oh,
um,
sure.
with them. And I'm actually going to be staying with Dr. Kara Brown
Good.
next Tuesday night when I'm out in Colorado.
You're gonna love Kara and Matt. They're great.
Yeah.
Bring some tennis shoes. You may play pickleball with them. Who knows?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, nice. And I saw it like it's supposed to be in the 50s almost, like
Oh, there you go.
out in Colorado. So
That's tropical for you Maine
it is.
folks.
It's like we're getting -15 here
Oh,
at the end of this week. And I'm
oh,
just like,
oh,
what?
that's horrible.
So yeah, but yeah, it's been a good shift and just a lot of peace about, kind of
Mm,
following
okay.
this family med path and things. So yeah.
Good. You did get some interviews up in Northern Colorado, correct?
Yeah, so I have three at the North Colorado Family Med program at three of
Wow.
their sites. I have one over in Westminster, Colorado,
Hmm.
one in Idaho. So a lot of these like out
Mm.
west programs,
Rural medicine, really, right?
rural
Yeah.
like
Mm,
medicine. So
Mm.
see,
oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Adventure for the Taylor family.
It
Who
it is
knows?
going to be an adventure. Yep. So, and then I'm down. I interviewed at In His Image.
Hmm.
Josh and I went out there, and then I have a couple interviews at the Cahaba program in
Hmm.
Alabama in
Bam,
January.
yeah.
So
Good.
we'll see.
Good. There's good Christian communities in both of those. So that's another element too. I'm sure you're looking at is just, where are you going to land in terms of
Yeah.
community? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good. Okay. All right. Well,
awesome.
good. I just wanted to let you know about Francis.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, yeah,
Yeah.
glad he told you, and he's doing some work at Gainesville with medical students right now, and
Okay.
I think he's doing some locums work. So he's
Okay.
yeah,
That's what I
he's
kind
doing
of
all right.
want. He told me basically when
Mm-hmm.
he got let go because it was right in that period of applying and he said I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
well, I got waitlisted at their program for
Mm-hmm.
interview, but I've
Okay.
kind of withdrawn all my OB stuff and
Gotcha.
on the family med route, but
Okay. All right.
um,
Well,
awesome.
hey. Thank you, Bethany, for again all of the hard work you do to pull this stuff together, just leading us and hurting the cats or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a good group. It's great. It's a lot of fun. So, well, thank you,
Awesome.
and have a Merry Christmas with your
Yeah.
family, and
Yeah, you too.
stay warm.
We'll try. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good night.